Prime Minister in the first half hour of the program talking about gas and how he reckons he's putting downward pressure on gas prices.
Yes.
He says it's your fault, in part, that we've got such high prices, and says the argument solution is more supply. I asked him what his message was for you.
He has got a ban on both conventional and non-conventional gas. Now, non-conventional gas is what involves fracking, coal seam gas, that sort of thing. That has been controversial in many places, but it's obviously being widely done, and particularly in Queensland. So he's got a moratorium on that, but he's also got a moratorium on conventional gas exploration. There is a huge amount.
So what
of
do you
gas
want him to lift
Victoria.
both moratoriums?
Pardon?
You want him to end both moratoriums?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, what we need, I tell you, Neil, that the solution, the longer-term solution to the gas crisis in Eastern Australia is more gas.
Partly your fault?
Well, look, the Prime Minister spends a lot of his time blaming other people for issues that he should be confronting as a national leader. I'm very pleased that he's confirmed for the whole Victorian community that he is a pro-fracking PM. I think that'll be news to a lot of communities who are not supportive of fracking. They believe it to be dangerous, and they believe it to be, just as I do, and they believe it to compromise our clean and green image. You can't separate the environment from the economy when it comes to our primary producers and those who depend upon the quality brand that we've built over such a long period of time. So, you know, often you want to agree with people. I'm happy to disagree with the Prime Minister on this. It's a real point of difference. As for conventional onshore gas, the Prime Minister is simply wrong, unless he's always lecturing people, Neil. He's always lecturing people. And often the things he knows least about, that's where he gives you the most powerful lectures. This notion that he apparently has all sorts of information that the rest of us don't, and there are, quote, huge amounts of onshore gas. Well, that's not proven. It's not proven at all. We've got the lead scientist, Amanda Capel's, doing the work around this. It's a moratorium on conventional. We'll do the work properly, deliberately, in a careful way, scientifically. If the Prime Minister wants to make a submission to the work that the lead scientist is doing, that's fine. But I'll be advised by the lead scientist, not by the Prime Minister, on the issue of prices.
Yes,
on the
I
issue
feel
of,
for Greta, who's sitting
no,
there
absolutely.
rugged up at
Well,
night,
of course,
and we've got
and
all
no
this
one wants
politics
that.
going around it.
And the thing is, we always have to remember.
Will this bring prices down?
Well, I'm not sure about that.
Can you bring prices down?
No, you need a national response. That's the best thing.
Well,
However,
he says if you give us more gas, we'll be right.
Well, again, we're talking about Greta right now, not the notion of maybe sinking a well in onshore in 5 years' time. That's not going to help Greta. It just won't. The thing about this is, it's not that we don't have enough gas. It's that we are sending 2/3 of it overseas. Australian gas, Victorian gas, is not supporting Victorian jobs and Australian jobs, Victorian consumers, Australian consumers first.
Yep.
On that point, I can agree with the PM. But he's wrong to say fracking is a fantastic thing. He's wrong to say that there's huge amounts of onshore gas, unless he's some expert on that too, apparently. We shouldn't have an argument about this. We should have a proper, mature debate. That's why I wrote to him a few months ago and said, at the next COAG meeting, let's talk about this like adults. Let's try and get a better deal for Greta, and let's try and deal with some of the big Victorian manufacturers who are facing massive increases in gas prices.